aperture, let's the light in. I really like that song, if you can't tell.
I don't even know that song. I haven't even heard it yet.
What does everybody think about Harry's new song? Because I don't think it's... I'm excited for the disco album.
I'm excited for disco.
Did you see all of...
disco?
Some people. Did you see all of the residences announced? Like he's doing like a bunch of tours at certain months in certain places.
Oh no, I didn't see anything.
It's kind of random places. Obviously, one of them is London. I would love to go to Wembley Stadium in June and see it.
Do it.
However, I need the rest of the album to come out, perhaps.
Right, before you make a commitment like that.
Yeah, but I do really like Aperture.
Okay, well, I have to listen to it. I haven't had the time.
I will say, like, I really like the song. It's nothing revolutionary.
I heard like little bits on TikTok or on Instagram Reels, and it doesn't sound too crazy, but I like listen to the whole thing to get the full vibe.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes long.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, it goes by fast.
You must really love it.
It's really relaxing, but upbeat.
It doesn't sound disco though, so I don't know like what his take of disco is, but disco is like pretty straightforward. You know what I mean?
It gives a little 80s. It gives a little bit of like
80s is like not even disco.
Really?
Disco is like 60s, 70s really to me. Like
I guess you're right. 80s is kind of more rock vibes.
Yeah. Should I stay or should I go?
That's the 80s, babe.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
You're saying rock and roll. I'm saying that's the 80s.
Okay, the
We're
Clash.
Like, if I only could make it.
You're literally just singing Stranger Things. Okay. Let's talk about what's going on this week.
You want to go first?
No, you, because I see your notes and I'm really curious.
Oh, okay, guys. I think it's time for an update on my birth control journey, getting off birth control journey to be specific. So I got about, well, this episode's going to come out like a little later, but almost 2 months ago. And I just want to like let everyone know that although it's different for everyone, it's been a pretty good journey for me. So I feel like that's important to share.
You just stopped taking it?
I just stopped taking it from one day to the next. Some people wait till their pack is done and then they just don't keep taking it. I literally stopped in the middle. And I'm someone who I did have like acne and pimples before I got on birth control. Granted, this was a long time ago back in high school, but sometimes like how you were before is kind of what happens after. You don't really know though, or that could have just been the time and it was like puberty. And so I was like a little nervous about that. And my skin has been fine. And I've kept my routine exactly how it was. I will say downfall. I think my boobs have gotten smaller. I would say that's definitely something that's...
Like your bras are big on you?
No, they just feel like they've completely deflated. There's nothing here anymore. And I just want to let everyone know that I used to have D's. Okay.
You haven't had D's in like 5 years, babe.
I know, because then I lost weight. And now it's like I lost everything that was left.
Okay.
You know, so that was kind of sad, but whatever. It's becoming a little bit of an insecurity of mine.
No, first of all, it's something we can't fix.
Well, nothing that I'm gonna fix now. But besides that, I do feel like I've been good emotionally. And major news, I got my first real period.
That's insane.
50 days after.
Did it feel different?
No. It was kind of light. It wasn't too long. It was just like 3 days long or something. But I thought I was also someone who was very irregular before. And I didn't get my periods for like 3 months on end. Or I would go 4 months
on birth
without
control.
it. No, before getting on birth control.
Oh, wow. Because of PCOS?
Yeah, just like, my body just like was not regular at all. And then actually birth control helped regulate it. So then I would get it every month. And so I was thinking like it takes an average... Not an average. It can take up to 6 months or longer, and the doctor is only going to start getting like a little bit more quote unquote worried if it takes longer than 6 months. It could. So I was thinking, oh my God, for me, I would never get it regularly. Like mine's probably going to take at least 3 months plus. So I was super surprised to see that I got it actually sooner because I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's like signaling to my brain that we're actually not on birth control anymore, and it's kind of going back to its natural function. So it's been good. That's my birth control update.
What the fuck the function?
Questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah, so 2 months later, you're seeing boob decline.
Yeah, boob decline. I would say the boob decline happened right around when I got my period. And usually before I'd get my period, they would feel fuller, actually. They would feel even bigger. Does that happen to you?
Of course. Mine are
I'd be like,
enormous.
oh my God. Like, they'd feel enormous. They would look, to me, visually look enormous. And now I'm like, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening, and they're gone. They are gone.
Oh my God, I didn't think about that. I thought that your boobs still got big before your period,
guys,
no matter what.
It could be completely psychological, but I genuinely feel like they are not big.
Okay, well, let's see in a few more months what
happens.
happens.
Then I was wearing some dresses this weekend that really didn't do me any justice, and I was like, they're gone.
Well, were you wearing a square neck?
It was kind of like a dress like this, and it was kind of square, and I couldn't wear a bra with it.
Yeah.
So then it was like, they were even more.
You know what? Bring back the push-up bra. How come none of us are wearing push-up bras anymore?
No. I'll bring them back. I've been bringing them back happily. But the problem is I couldn't wear any bra with that.
But I'm just thinking, like, why did we ever stop? Like, we did that in middle school for what? Now we don't wear them anymore? We're like actual hot adults.
No, actually, I didn't wear them because I actually had boobs. But
you didn't wear one when you were in like 6th grade?
Oh, yes, 100%.
Yeah.
6th grade, 7th grade, yeah. But then when I actually started to get boobs later on, I was like, oh, I don't need them.
I know, but same. We could just have like...
No, now I need them, and I've been wearing them. I've been wearing the Skims one, and they make your boobs look huge.
Oh, the push-up Skims?
Yeah.
Wait, ordering add to cart right now.
I have 2 of them. I have like a super legitimate, I think it was like a strapless push-up.
Yeah.
Or I have like another one that's like a casual push-up. It's like a different kind of fit. It's a different kind of bra.
We'll chat offline.
Yeah.
Offline.
So
Okay. Offline.
Bring back push-up bras.
Yeah.
And
birth
those are my
control.
thoughts.
Okay, so no symptoms. But like, I'm confused. Did you tell your doctor you were going to get off birth control?
I did before, and she was like, don't get off unless you want to get pregnant. And I was like...
Yeah, they're very intense all the time about that.
Yeah, and I was like...
Which I get.
Okay. And I think, they are very intense about it, right?
Like one time I like couldn't get a new pack or something, and I had seen my gyno the day after coincidentally, and I was like, hey, yeah, I just like need a new pack, by the way. And she's like, have you been intimate? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, you better not be unless you want a baby. And I'm like
also,
oh my
like, can't
God.
You not get pregnant only on like the dates you're ovulating?
I don't fucking know what any of it means.
Like,
but
I think it's like it's like a 2-day period, very little.
Right.
So it's like, I know you can get pregnant in other days too, but like technically it's like, that's the sweet spot when you're ovulating. So
yeah. I don't know. We're probably not giving good medical advice.
No, I'm like, what are the odds?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the odds you actually get pregnant?
Yeah, no, it's just like been my experience, if you will. This is my podcast.
Right.
So anyway, what's up with me? Okay, so I've been trying to figure out, it took me a really long time to come up with a proper birthday plan.
It's a big deal here.
Mostly because I'm just like going away and that's all I care about. But then my friends are like, well, we're going to do something for you if you don't plan something because we want to celebrate with you too. And I'm like, I'd rather just be in control of the plan then.
Totally.
So at first it really like hit me that like I'm turning 27 because
kind of a crazy age.
Not that this is a crazy thing to do at 27, but I was like, oh, okay. So like we'll have a pregame, we'll get a table, we'll go out. And then I was like, I don't like need to do that anymore.
No.
You know, like it's so fun if people do and like I will partake, but I was like, I don't really know if that's what I want to spend my money on or do anymore. Like it used to always be like, oh fuck yeah, like let's get a table, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait, I like actually don't even want to do that. Like if it were someone else's birthday and they were making me do that, like odds are I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to go to this tonight. No offense to everybody. Right. So sometimes I have a lot of fun, but you know what I mean? I was like, this isn't like the exact scenario I want to like set up for myself. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I don't want to do a group dinner. Like those are always really fucking boring because it's just like too many people. You can't talk to anybody. And then I don't know. I just don't always fuck with a dinner. And then I was like, where? And then everything's $1 billion here. Yeah. So I was just like, oh, I'm going to do nothing. And then I had an idea on my drive to Naples actually on Friday night. And I was like, let me just do brunch with like my closest girlfriends. And then we'll walk over to, because it's going to be perfect weather here in Miami. It's going to be chilly willy.
Really chilly here.
So I was like, we'll go to like a late brunch, 2:30.
Low 34s.
No, it's not.
I'm going to show you my screenshot from yesterday.
I checked today. It says 44 is the low and it's not even going to get to 44.
Then it went up.
It's not even going to get there. You know it.
Let's see, maybe at 2 a.m. late night.
True. Well, we're not going out, so. And then I just chose a bar where I know everybody can get into, like at happy hour, and we can just like watch the sunset and chill.
No, it's a vibe.
So that's what I'm gonna do. And the reason I got there was because I don't know, I was just like planning what I always plan, and then I was like, wait, I actually really don't want to do that.
Do what you want
to do.
But
I also didn't want to miss an opportunity to get everybody together for human connection, if you will.
No, of course.
No, because it's very easy to like skip over that. And then I'm just like, it's actually really fun when all these events happen and everybody gets to socialize and see each other. It's like kind of the point of being a human.
No, it's really nice. Like, I don't care to plan, but then it goes by and I'm like, nobody did anything for my birthday. And it's like, but I also didn't care to do anything for my birthday. Yeah. And then I'm kind of like, oh, we should have just done something, you know, something to celebrate. So I think it's a great plan.
Yeah.
At least we're all getting together. And then to watch the sunset at a great bar. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. Like if there were sports on, that would even make it, but there's not. So it's okay.
No, but it's still going to be great.
Yeah. Well, we have now the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. That's fucking crazy. I'm very excited. No, you don't care?
Nice. So into it.
Whatever. And the other thing I wanted to talk about was I started The Housemaid finally.
Oh, the book?
Yes.
I was like, well, you started a movie?
No, did you watch the movie?
No, but I already knew all about it.
Okay, well, don't say it. Well, don't say. Don't say one fucking thing because she ruins every single thing I've ever watched or read in my entire life. So
I did not ruin Stranger Things for you, and I will not ruin it.
Sometimes she's like, did you get to the part where? And I'm like, no.
This is why I'm asking what part you got to.
Yes. And then you ask follow-up questions and I get nervous. So anyway, I started reading The Housemaid. I know I'm super late, but I knew that it would be my jump start into reading again. And let me tell you, in 2 days, I'm 40% through, which is crazy for me. That's crazy for me. For some people, they could probably finish it in a day. But it is absolutely going to get you back into reading if you have been in a rut or whatever. Like, it's just captivating. Like, I want to keep reading. I can't put the book down.
Is it scary? I know the movie's kind of scary.
I don't know. It's not scary yet. It's a little eerie.
Okay.
It's a little, I could tell something spooky is going to happen, but I don't know what.
Yeah. No, the movie just looks scary from the trailer.
It kind of just gives me anxiety, and I'm sure the movie will be the same way. But you know, when you're like reading or watching something and you just want to like yell at the character, it's like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
That's what it's giving right this second.
Tell Me Lies with Lucy all the time.
Exactly.
I didn't watch last night. Obviously, it comes out at 3 a.m.
No, I watched today.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell Me Lies is tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I will be watching tonight. So
Who's
anyway.
your favorite character?
Wrigley.
Obviously. And
What's that? This fucking season, it's got to be Diana, honestly.
It's Brie.
Okay. Diana's like the only one with her head screwed on the fuck straight.
She is, but she was also like such a bitch in the first 2 seasons.
No, she's always a bitch, but like, pop off, bitch. Let's get into today's topic. This is a topic that Gio and I, in the past, we actually have an episode. It wasn't on this, but we discuss it.
I was like, do it?
And we have different views. I don't know if we still do.
I honestly don't even remember that episode, and I don't remember us having different views.
It was, can you stay friends with your ex? Which ties into today's topic.
Oh. See, the way that I'm approaching this closure is very different then.
Okay.
Which is so great.
Well, today's episode is all about closure. And it can be in friendships, relationships, just any type of relationship is like, you know.
100p.
And we are here to say that closure is optional.
It's optional. It's not that it's not always necessary, but like, let's define closure.
Yeah. And this, you know, it's different for everybody, blah, obviously. But a lot of the times people are like, well, I just need that closure to move on. And so we're going to dive into that taboo topic, I want to say at least.
Okay. Do you think that closure actually gives you peace?
No.
Really?
I think it depends
Why?
I think it depends on what side of the closure you are on.
Yeah, which is something that I did want to dive into later on. But
Yeah.
I think closure does give you peace, but it's like my own closure.
And is that your ego?
No, like whatever my version of closure is. Like maybe it's not actually closure,
Okay,
but like
yeah.
to me, I'm closing that chapter.
So
I feel like we do need to close a chapter.
Yes.
To move on.
I agree. But I'm right now.
That is closure to me.
I'm specifically I'm talking about having a closure conversation with the person.
No, I don't think it's always necessary.
Yeah. No. So
I mean, do you think closure is like an excuse to just continue to be attached to this person or this problem?
I think, yeah.
Okay, why?
Well, I mean, it depends. I think it depends on how old you are. There's a lot of different factors. If I'm thinking about a previous relationship where I thought I needed closure, how many times did I have that closure conversation and then get back together with that person? Have you ever been in that situation? I think a lot of girls in their college years probably have.
Yeah. So what would you do differently?
I don't know if I'd do anything differently because I have no regrets, but I think the last time I had that conversation with that specific person, like it was just bye. Like it was where this is over. There's no closure. There's no this, nor that.
Is that bye not the closure?
No, it was. But I'm just saying like there wasn't any there wasn't a second conversation after the breakup.
No, I don't think,
because sometimes there's a breakup and then there's people being like, oh, I need to know what went wrong and blah, 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 blah. And listen, that just didn't work for me. It's okay if it works for you, but I just need silence and like peace.
I think that when you have those kinds of conversations after the fact, it kind of like reopens the wound.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean by closure. I want to define that.
So you're talking about closure, like post something happening, like going back to a friend or to a family member or to an ex and being like, hey, what happened?
I'm talking about an ex specifically.
Okay.
I'm not talking about friends or family. I think that's really different than an ex.
Really?
And I'll explain why.
Okay, please do.
Because let's go back to the topic of, can you be friends with your ex? No. The answer is no.
The answer is no.
And I say that because it doesn't mean that you can't have like an okay relationship with that person. It doesn't mean that you can't see them in public and be cordial with them. All it means is that no, you are no longer friends. You no longer have a relationship with each other. And that
Correct.
is solely because, well, for your own peace. But number two, the next partner you ever want or have will not be okay with you being friends with your ex. I don't care who they are. That's not okay at all.
Yeah.
You don't need to be friends. Again, you can be cordial. You can be nice. Like, that's totally fine. But a friendship is not the same as being cordial.
Absolutely.
Period.
No, I agree. So then what do you do if you feel unfulfilled with how things ended?
You got to look inward.
Okay, and how do you look inward?
I think half the time, if you're unfulfilled with how things ended because somebody probably ended something with you, right?
Yes.
Unless you, well, it could be that you broke it off with someone else and you still don't feel good, but
or you kind of broke it off because like you knew it was a bad situation, but
right.
You're still wondering like why that person did that to you.
I think that closure is your ego just wanting like validation from that person. Because if you ended something with them and then you're like, let's just have one more conversation and it can be closure and blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you want to hear? Do you want them to say that they still really like you and that they want you back? What do you want from them?
I'm so sorry. I didn't want to put you that. Like,
yeah.
Maybe it's just like.
So you just want to feel good about yourself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about closure when it comes to other relationships?
You mean friendships?
Yeah.
I've never had a friendship end for a specific reason. I don't know if you would want to talk about this.
No, I feel like I definitely have friendships where they've just like fizzled away. Mm-hmm. And definitely some did not have closure. Like you don't talk about why you're not being friends. You're just kind of like not being friends. And maybe each person has their reason of why they're not like making an effort anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like in that case, it's kind of weird, especially when you've been friends with someone for so long. And sometimes I feel like life just takes its course and you don't really need to put into words why you're drifting away.
I agree.
So I'm saying from the other end, like you don't need to be like, listen, I don't agree with you doing this and that. Mm-hmm. And I no longer want to be friends with you. Like sometimes that's too rough.
I've actually done that before.
Have you? You're telling me that
Well, I just remembered, but this was a while ago and I'm not sure. Actually, I think wow, that was very mature of me. But, and I've been immature in friendship situations too, by the way. I want to make that very clear.
Yeah.
But in this one that I'm thinking about, like a friend demanded more of me than what I was giving to them.
Okay.
And I said, listen, I can't give you any more than what I'm giving you right now. And if you're not okay with that, then we have to take a step back in this friendship. And we did. And that was that.
Yeah.
And it's not fair if that person wants more or needs more attention and I can't give it to them. Like find someone that will, because you deserve that. But it wasn't going to be me in that moment.
Right.
And that's
well, that was mature of you.
I know that was really crazy. I have been very immature, like in between, honestly. So
I just think like big friendships of mine that have ended, like I don't think it always. I'm thinking from the other side, like I don't think it always needs a conversation.
I agree.
And to me, I've closed that chapter, which is why I'm just deciding to move on. Mm-hmm. I've had scenarios where people come to me for closure, and I don't want to talk about it honestly because it's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And I feel like sometimes. Like I'll definitely have the conversation.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, well, where are we going with this? Because I'm kind of done with this chapter.
Right, exactly. So that's what I kind of mean. And I've even had friendships that definitely take a break and we take years of a break and come back like better and stronger than ever. So I don't know, like, what is closure? Because what if you have that conversation, then you find your way back to that person? And I genuinely think whatever's meant for you won't pass you by in any aspect of life.
I agree, but that's why I feel like sometimes it doesn't demand this whole conversation to conclude everything. Like, maybe just let things drift as it is. And if you find your way back, beautiful and amazing. And maybe even better, because then you're not like putting like well, this is what you did and this is what I did and this is why this relationship is no longer working. And then it's like, if you were to come back from it, it's like, now you did have this kind of conversation where you kind of like, it's not that you were like too honest, but maybe you're gonna like fuck it over for yourself in the future.
Yeah.
So sometimes just leaving it be like is okay, and you can move on. I've had scenarios though where like I want to have a certain conversation. Now I'm flipping it. I'm just like flipping it back and forth because I feel like I've been on both sides.
Yeah, same.
And where I've wanted to have certain closure about a topic, discussion, or problem that I'm having, like in my family, for example. And I do feel like a lot of the times when I have that conversation, like it is kind of, I guess, for myself to like defend myself.
Right.
And
so
defend
ego.
like what's been going on. So I'll like sit down with a person, and I mean, I try to come from a pure place. Like, look, this is how I feel. This is what I feel about what's going on. And at the moment, because I've had this with people in my family, like it hurts my feelings when the other person does not see the way that I feel. And it's like, I'm being so open and vulnerable and having this conversation with you, and you're not seeing my side at all.
Yeah.
So then after that, it's kind of like what I do from there. Because I feel like a beautiful scenario of closure is like you talk about your feelings, the other person talks about their feelings, and you meet halfway, you shake hands, and you're like, problem solved. I see your side, you see my side, beautiful. But I don't think that always happens.
Right.
So it's like I was expressing my feelings and how I felt, and actually this person in my family was like, no, but this and that, and going against me. And I was like, how do you not see what I'm saying?
Right.
And she's like, well, how do you not see what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, well, we are seeing completely different. And at the end, I was kind of like, well, you know what? I'm not talking about this anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that this goes hand in hand with like just acceptance of the situation and the person that you're talking to. And it just like reiterates that really we are not here to change people. And we can try to see from their perspective, but that does not mean that they're going to see it from our perspective.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, am I going to let this now ruin this relationship with this person in my family? Obviously, family's different, so you don't want to just end it. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I know now how you think. I'm not going to change your mind. I'm aware, and then I just have to kind of process and accept that this is how the person is. I feel like that confrontational conversation sometimes does not always go as planned. And depending who it is, that you just need to be like, okay, then I accept.
Well, I think that's exactly what it is. And when you are annoyed with like anyone, friendship, relationship, etc., it either has to be like you can accept that person for who they are and be like, oh, that's just how so-and-so is, and I'm not going to let it affect me, like Deepak Chopra. Or you have a conversation with them, they still don't change, and then you get to make your decision. Like, do you want to continue this relationship, or do you, like, can you accept them and continue the relationship, or do you not have room for them in your life?
Yeah.
And that's what it's about.
I think that also sometimes, like, when you're going in, like, trying to get them, like, to see your side or convince them, like, and it doesn't go your way, like, you almost feel worse.
Yeah.
Out of the conversation. So you're like, damn, maybe I wish like we just didn't even do this.
Yeah.
Like, pat on the back for like trying to confront the problem head on. But sometimes like you feel even worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, like it truly is unrealistic to try to get people to see your side, because they're going to see it from their experience and how they process their things. And it's just kind of like, I think you need to do, not only do you need to decide that you're done with it, like you need to like decide that you're okay also not being understood by the other person.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where like the true closure comes in. It's not about having another conversation with this person, because it's really just like, what are you looking for? What are you in search of that conversation? It's either validation, or you don't want the relationship to end, of whatever type of relationship it is, right?
Yeah. I had like it's really funny because I'm not as out here trying to be vulnerable and open up about all of our things. And I hope this is hitting other people besides my dad and my family, because the people comment on me, they're like, Gio, your episodes and this and that. And it actually sparked a conversation with my dad where like I don't know if he listens to the episode or not, because I'm going to be honest, I did not respond to the message. Okay. And
bye.
Not everyone needs to know all the details, but I think it came from the episode about me talking about my upbringing and being raised like by a single mom, blah, blah, blah. And it, I guess, kind of sparked him to share his side, which was so interesting because I had never heard his side before. And I feel like my whole life, though, this is the part about closure. Like my whole life, I have this story about myself.
Right.
And I've already like think I know what's going on. And I've established like a sense of self because of this, you know? And then almost like receiving this message and like, sometimes like when someone's trying to confront you, like, could I have more questions about the past? Could I go back into it? Can I like reopen this? Can I just go back into it and really get down to the nitty gritty of exactly what happened and try to piece it together or whatever? I kind of in that moment was like, I'm kind of good with what I have. Yeah. I was like, I'm good on this chapter. Like it kind of gave me an identity crisis for like an hour, because I was like, are things different than what I thought? Yeah. And I was like, well, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Can I go back and have conversations? And this can go for anybody in a relationship. Like, can I go back to the past, whether you're with a boyfriend or this and that, and be like, oh, this is actually not what happened and this is what was going on? Does it really matter to go back in the past to something that happened years ago, even if it was months ago? Like, do we need to be looking back and reopening our wounds and like refeeling all this and like reprocessing everything? I don't think it's necessary. And I kind of like, I had that back and forth with myself. I was like, well, should I like dive deeper into this? But it's kind of making me feel like, well, extremely uncertain. But I was like, I kind of don't even think this is for me to go back to. Like, I'm okay with where I'm at today. I'm okay where my relationship is with everyone in my family. And I feel good about where I am. And at the end of the day, the way that I felt is the way that I felt. Right. And my experience is unique to me. If you were in my shoes and experienced the same thing, maybe you would have seen things completely differently, you know? So I think that I decided that I was like, I do not want to open this up, you know? Because I'm good with this. I feel like sometimes like going back, like I could go back and really get like more questions and really know about my past, but it's like, for what? I agree. You know?
Also, especially if your relationship with this person that's bringing it up is like in a good place, you know? Right. And if you don't feel the need to like dive deeper into it, then you don't need to.
Exactly. And I feel like for the person writing the message, maybe closure just is sending that message. Like maybe it is just like letting you know that I got it off my chest. Right. And here's my message. And again, it is kind of for them. It is. The same way that if we're reaching out, like, I just want to let you know and I just want to get it off my chest and I want to tell you. Do what you will with that message, you know? But I'm like sharing it with love, hopefully, that this is where I stand. So maybe sending the message is closure and then like next, move on. Yeah. And just because someone's sending that to you doesn't mean you need to like go back and figure things out. Yeah. I think it's crazy. You didn't read Jeanette McCurdy's book, but like basically like her mom didn't tell her and her mom passed away. And she found out a year after that her father that she grew up with is not her father. So I'm just thinking like that's a crazy thing. And this is obviously like a crazy different scenario. And she's definitely going to want closure. But I just think like, okay, that was like a crazy example to use. It's okay. I'm just thinking like, do you really want to go back and find out all these things? Because there's other people in other scenarios that I see with people like, do you really want to go back and really know what happened? I don't know, you've been living the way that you've been living for so long, and sometimes it can be enlightening, but sometimes it like truly like shakes you to your core. It's like, well, then who am I?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that would be crazy information to find out.
That's crazy information. But even just like finding out like what happened like in a divorce in the past, or just like how things actually like what happened years ago in your family history that like you think has shaped who you are, like maybe going back to it isn't necessary.
It's like, how is it going to be different now?
Right. It's like really getting the closure of having all of your questions answered. Will that really help you? Mm-hmm. I'll leave you with that.
It's interesting. I mean, thank you so much for sharing. I
just think that's like an interesting take.
It is. And I feel like it kind of goes along with that saying that everyone says, like, let's take you, Keka and Cesar, you and your siblings.
Yes.
It's like you all have the same mom, but you could all have a completely different viewpoint of her parenting.
100%.
And
fuck.
What?
I said 100%. I was trying not to say that word.
But you know, like that's kind of what you're reminding me of. Like just everyone's experience is personal to them.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you and your twin sister were raised by the same exact parents your whole life. Like you're going to have completely different relationships with your parents.
Of course.
And your viewpoint of your upbringing. I know me and my brother certainly have completely different viewpoints of our upbringing.
Yeah.
But it's true. I think that like sometimes closure is just like reopening old wounds, and like how are you ever supposed to move on?
That's why I feel like you need to make the decision for yourself. That's why closure at the end of the day really comes down to you. And it's like, how do you feel about this? You know, you don't need to give anybody else what's the word? Like
Power.
Well, the power, but also like you don't need to like also if someone wants closure for you, like if you're good with it, like I don't think you always need to do it for the other person.
1000%.
Damn, I can't sound selfish.
No, I agree. To me, sometimes
it depends obviously what the scenario is, but it's like also like if you're okay with it, the other person's gonna have to move on from it too.
Yeah. I think also a lot of the time it's just like wanting control out of a situation.
Absolutely. Like how I said, I would go to sometimes these conversations, I mean, truly wanting to share my perspective to try to come to like an agreement or a meeting of the minds. Mm-hmm. But it's happened multiple times with different people in my family where like the people will not see eye to eye with you and everyone has their side. And it just like it truly then if it's exhausting, honestly, to try to make someone understand you. And I wasn't even trying to I guess I was trying to make them understand me, but I was just trying to like be upfront and like lay all my cards on the table and try to like just be chill. Mm-hmm. And at the end, sometimes we're kind of like, well, like
that's it.
Mm-hmm. This conversation, at least we both got off what's on our chest. I still don't see eye to eye with you. I guess we can both agree on that. And we're just going to have to move on from this. And that conversation is the closure. And that is my note to self to not have to bring that up anymore.
Yeah. And I think what you said is so true. It's like you can say all these things and then kind of move on. And I've kind of recently learned that. Like I used to be like, oh, I just don't want to say anything because I don't want it to become this whole big thing and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not talking about closure in this scenario. I'm talking about just like being, confrontation. And one of my friends literally the other day was like, I'm just the type of person with my friends where if something bothers me, like I just say it to let them know. And then like I can move the fuck on. Like it's not a big deal, but I'm just going to tell you like XYZ bothered me. And I think that's actually really healthy. And I certainly am not one who does that all the time.
Definitely not one who does that.
I'm like, whatever. Because I'm always like, in therapy, I say, I'm like, do I want to have this conversation? Because these things are just, they're energy vampires, obviously. Yeah. And it has to be kind of more worth it for me where I have some friends that like, they'll tell me if the smallest thing is bothering them. And I appreciate it too. I'm just saying for me, like I'm probably not going to do that because I'm not going to be in the mood.
Yeah. And honestly, now that you said these conversations are vampires, energy vampires.
Yeah.
It's so true because honestly, just thinking about all these conversations that I've had when I'm trying to see closure, it honestly is just like, it's exhausting. It's energetically exhausting. It's exhausting, like all of that. So sometimes it's just kind of like, at least I know at least in those conversations I did my part and I'm so ready to move on because I do not want to keep going back to this. Yeah. And if they try to bring it up, like I'm good.
And my goal in these scenarios is to be able to just like look at that person and genuinely accept them for who they are. Yeah. Right. So an example for me of this is like me and my dad for a really long time had like a really just interesting relationship. Like I feel like I was trying to act normal. He was trying to act normal, but I was like always angry at him. And it took me a really long time instead of just like blaming him and, you know, to tie this in with Kabbalah. It's like, you're always looking at the lack. If you're thinking about all these exhausting things that you don't like about this person, so like all I'm thinking about is what I don't like about them.
Yeah.
And how about I remember like why we have this relationship, and I put myself to a stop of these like spiraling thoughts about what's pissing me off about you, and I just accept you. And then and then you make a decision, like I said, is this person worth keeping in your life or not? Can you accept them? In this case, it's my dad. So, you know, I definitely had to accept him. And this was a particular situation. Like I didn't like, this is really vulnerable, but I didn't really like, you know, after my mom passed away, he started dating somebody kind of soon after in my eyes. And that's like a really vulnerable thing for me to say. So I hope people appreciate it. But, you know, and I didn't handle that situation the best. I think I did the best that I could at the time.
Yeah.
But like I said, it came to a point where I had to either accept my dad, and also in those situations, you really need to think about how the other person is feeling too, as hard as it can be. My dad didn't want to be alone, and he has an amazing person now that takes care of him and is so kind and sweet to him, and I really like her a lot. But in that moment, like 23-year-old me was like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know? And then I just hated you, and then I didn't have my mom, and so I was just mad at the world.
Yeah.
That's not helpful for anybody.
It's not.
This conversation's taking a lot of twists and turns. Not us both shitting on our dads. Or not. That was a joke, but...
No, we're not. But yeah, no, acceptance is a huge thing. And I honestly want to say that's like even harder.
It's way harder.
It's way harder because sometimes these confrontational conversations just kind of feel, it's almost like you're like tiptoeing or trying to avoid just like accepting what this person is. I generally feel like kind of to like wrap this with a bow.
Yeah.
Is that, listen, if you really need to like get it off your chest and tell this person how you feel, then maybe you write them a message or try to have one conversation with them. And then whether they reciprocate or whether they want to have the conversation or not, from that point on, that's like your last point of trying.
For
and
sure.
then you need to accept them from then on. If a guy ghosts you, you don't need to understand why he ghosts you. Clearly accept the guy. He's a fucking loser and move on. You know, if a friend... you know, you're drifting apart, maybe have one convo, try to get what you can. And if you don't get enough, then move on. Clearly this person doesn't want to give you anymore. And what are you going to expect? Something that they literally physically can't give you? No, then
agree.
like move on.
I totally agree, especially with the guy ghosting scenario. I really want to bring that up because I know a lot of girls who have reached out to guys after they've been ghosted, like cursing them out, being like, I just knew you would do this again. I can't believe your actions, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, why are you even spending your energy? Like, you're literally pumping this guy's ego up. Like, I need the girls to, if a guy ghosts you, like literally fuck that guy. And I'm sorry, you have to move on because you don't, they're not giving any energy to speak to you. They know what they're doing is wrong. They are humans. We know what's right and wrong, right? Everyone has a little bit of a different moral compass, but they know when they're ghosting you. And why are you even giving them even more energy just to say that you're pissed at them? They know. They don't give a fuck, which is why they ghosted you. So please, if you are being ghosted, don't fucking just leave it alone and move on. And you'll have more energy to find the right person for you.
No, exactly. Like that doesn't even warrant a conversation or even a text, honestly.
Exactly.
Like, just leave it be.
Exactly.
You know? So, yeah. I mean, I don't think that not having closure doesn't mean you're not growing. I think it's just like really a thing of self-acceptance and accepting the situation and doing what you can to move on. Mm-hmm. What are ways that you like to move on and try to close a chapter with like a situation?
If it's with a boy, like, I'm sorry, but I'm a blocker and people are gonna,
I agree.
People don't like that.
I agree.
Yeah. Honestly,
I don't want to see what you're doing.
Listen, how am I supposed to get over you if I can see everything you're doing on social media? You can see everything about my life. Like, I don't care. I don't need to know what you're doing and you don't need to know what I'm doing. Yeah. And then if you're, at least in my more immature years, if you're not blocking that person, you end up posting things because you want them to see it. Okay?
Yes.
Just fucking admit it.
We've all been there.
Like, we've all been there. Okay? I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
That's a normal girl thing to do. And I'm sure guy thing to do as well. You're like, oh, this one's going to hurt them.
For sure.
Or even if you're posting like a thirst trap or some shit. Like, you just want them to be like, you know what you're missing?
Out of validation too.
Out of validation and ego. Yeah.
So I think I agree with the blocking for a guy. I don't want to see what you're doing. If I'm already closing this chapter, I cannot see you.
Yeah.
I don't want to see you, and that's the best way. And it may hurt, but you got to do it.
And if it's with a friend, I don't know if I would block them.
There are other people
I'd probably mute them.
that I mute.
Yeah. I'm gonna press that mute button.
1000%. I will mute because like until the moment where I need to cool down, you know, like when you're still getting over what happened, or you're just hurt, or you're just not in the energy to like be seeing this person all the time. I think you mute.
I mean, a lot of people are always like, oh, it's so immature to block. Why is that immature? Like if I'm never speaking to that person again, why do they need to see my every move? Like if I'm never literally going to have a relationship with you again, why would you follow me on Instagram? Like we don't have a relationship. So I don't need to know what you're doing, and vice versa.
Not at all. What are other ways that you have come to like conclude things in your mind? Because you can't rely on the other person, right? So what do you do to like let go?
Right. Yeah. Honestly, I think if I'm thinking about a certain time in my life, I used to lean into like reading a lot, like these honestly self-help books. I've read so many of them at this point. But when you're
the let them theory would be great on this topic.
It really would. When you're kind of down bad like that, and you're not exposed, I don't know how it would be now if something were to happen, but I think I still would read. I think those words can be very powerful and very life-changing. Anytime I've had a major breakthrough in my life, it has been through reading somebody else's words and applying them. So I think reading is a really powerful tool. I love, love, love. Am I okay? The book by Marianne Williamson.
Oh, I know because you both read it. What's it called?
Not The Heart to Love. The Key to Love.
It was
You Are Love. I have it written in my phone.
It's a red book, right?
Yeah, it's the red book. Wait,
I forgot
fudge.
the name.
Return to Love.
A Return to Love.
That is a freaking amazing book. And I read that like while I was in my very healthy relationship now. Like I read that not that long ago, and it was still so life-changing.
I read it right after you did.
It almost gave me closure on past relationships too, because she talks about why certain people come into your life. Maybe they're there for a season. Maybe they are there to make you feel beautiful. Maybe they're there to make you feel like you are validated, and then they leave or whatever. But they gave you exactly what you needed at that point in your life.
That was so good. We should have gotten to that sooner.
Yeah, damn. So A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. That's a really good book. Journaling can be super helpful for some people.
I think journaling is good for me when I'm trying to like let go of like negative energy, or just like my angry feelings against this person.
Yes, like I will just let it rip in the journal and then burn it.
Exactly. I think that's great. Burn the paper. And honestly, if not like therapy, like you gotta vent to somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I go to therapy like once a week. So
I feel like just letting it out of your system, whether you're journaling it or talking it out, and then you can analyze it, sure, from like your own side until you come to self-acceptance. But everything we can do on our own.
What would you say to somebody who like cannot stop replaying the situation in their head, and they're like, well, what if this and what if that?
Get over it. Like you're sticking onto it for some reason.
Yeah.
Like there's a lesson there for you. Try to get to the bottom of it and move on. Like there's so much more in life, and as soon as you let go of that like stagnant energy, like so many other doors will open up for you. Maybe a better person, I mean, hopefully a better person will walk into your life, whether that's a friend or a whatever partner, right, relationship. And even if it is a family member, like just let go so you can just leave room for like a better, healthier relationship.
Yeah. And mine is just like if they wanted to, they would.
If they wanted to, they would. In what way?
If it's a friend, an ex, a family member, like if they want to make it work, they will. And if they want to reach out, they will. And same on the reverse. Like if it takes me 3 years to reach out to somebody, it took me 3 years, and that's the time I decided I wanted to do it, and that was the right time to do it.
Absolutely. I agree.
So,
a hundo P.
Yeah. I don't know. Lack of closure doesn't mean lack of growth. I think that you're actually growing a lot and learning a lot in that process about yourself.
Everything is a learning experience.
So what does closure look like when you're giving it to yourself for you?
For me, it's like inner peace, being able to get over like this person. I feel like back then I would get so much anxiety because I was like such a people pleaser, and like just how things ended with like a relationship or even with friendships. I feel like I get a lot of anxiety from like friendships. And to me, it's just like slowly walking away and walking to what brings me more peace is the best thing to do. And a lot of friendships that I had in the past, I didn't have conversations about it, but like we're fine. You know, we're good. We're not as close, but we're good.
Yeah.
And I feel at peace. Like truly accepting a situation for what it is just inner peace to me.
Yeah. And not me bringing up Deepak so much, but it's true what he says. It's like, you're not forgiving somebody else because what they did was right or wrong, right? Obviously, if you don't want to forgive someone, you're mad at them and you don't think what they did is correct. You're forgiving them for your inner peace, exactly like you just said.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention, which it's kind of goes along with blocking actually, and it's okay if people think this is juvenile. Once again, this is what worked for me. And when you're dating somebody and you break up, probably I'm going to say 90% of the time you're around their friends, you have a combined friend group, it's going to be really fucking hard and it's going to suck. For me, I completely removed myself from every single person that person is friends with and surrounded themselves with, because I don't need to be in a room full of people that are going to be talking about you, mentioning your name. I don't need to be at a party with you. I just don't need to be around you or anybody that you are very like in your friendship circle. Yeah. It doesn't make me feel good personally. And I don't know, again, if you have a future partner, do you really want to bring them into that situation? I think that's unfair. I wouldn't want to hang around with Riley's ex-girlfriend's friends. No. That's weird. No. Because then I'm going to make those friends of whatever, his ex-girlfriend's friends in a weird position. They're going to be like, oh, to their friend, his ex, be like, oh, we had to hang out with Riley's new girlfriend today or whatever. And nobody feels good. It's tough,
but yeah, it's
and yeah, you're going to feel really lonely and really isolated, but sorry, you're not the only person to go through that, and you'll figure it out and you'll be okay.
You'll find your people.
Like, this just happens to everybody. This is life.
Yeah.
And you get through and you come out stronger.
You do, and then you meet new people and you make new, better friends and you find a new group. You know, they say friends cycle every 7 years.
Well, truly, it's...
That's like I heard that on a podcast. I'm like, this is legit.
No, I believe that. Well, a rule of thumb we wanted to offer to the listeners also is if the conversation requires you to shrink, it's not closure, it's compromise. And I've been there, done that, where you're really not saying your feelings, you're just trying to make the other person feel good the whole time. And a lot of the time, that's how a closure conversation goes. It's somebody crying to you that they're upset about how things ended.
We have like such different closure experiences.
Really?
That's why it's so good, yeah.
They're crying to you about how things have ended, and then you're basically just trying to make them feel better the whole time. That's not helpful for either of you because you're just lying. So,
and the other person's just venting. I don't know.
Yeah. And again, everyone's allowed to feel exactly how they feel. You'll be okay. You know, like
you'll be okay.
There's just points to all of these times in our lives. And like, you look back and you're like, holy shit, I'm so strong because of that.
Oh my God. All these are moments of growth.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. Let's move on to the fucking mailbox, shall we?
Okay.
Let's get silly.
I don't know if this is silly.
Yeah.
But okay. First one. We talked every day for 3 months, went on dates, met each other's friends, and then one weekend he randomly stopped texting as much and I could feel things were different. Nothing dramatic happened. Part of me wants to text him and say what happened so I can stop overthinking. What should I do? Definitely weird behavior considering you guys have been talking and you met each other's friends. So you think you got a good thing going. Mm-hmm. But back to our conversation. I mean,
is this a ghost?
I think it's kind of ghosting and like the guy is kind of like letting it die down from the way that I interpret it. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I mean, actually, this is, I mean.
I feel like maybe, what would you do? I don't know if I would ask what happens.
I think this is what I would do.
What would you do?
I'm not sure if this is ghosting. I guess it depends on how many days have gone by. But I would definitely. A weekend?
Yeah.
Like, some of my friends are afraid to do this and I say this because I'm on my high horse because I'm in this relationship XYZ. But genuinely, if this were me today, if a weekend went by without somebody texting me,
not texting you,
I'd be like, first of all, this person doesn't fucking like me. But I would just be like, hey, like, what's going on? I thought we were like kind of gonna date. Just let me know what's up. That's it. Like, I'm gonna reach out to you one last time.
Yeah.
And I already in my head, I'm like, that's fucking, if you don't want to talk to me a whole weekend, that's weird. Like, unless you have some crazy fucking excuse that your phone got eaten by an alligator and you got shipped to Timbuktu like by the army, then I don't know.
No, I agree.
They can have one explanation and one explanation only.
Yeah.
And I'll decide if I want to accept the explanation.
Yeah. And after that, that's it. You gotta let go. And honestly, if I'm already seeing this behavior in my head, I'm already like, all right, move on.
Oh yeah. Bye.
You know?
Bye.
Growing up, my family never talked through conflict. Things just got brushed under the rug. Now, as an adult, I struggle with confrontation and speaking up, especially with my friends and some relationships. How do I unlearn that?
We both literally just said we hate confrontation.
I really am not the person that's like happy to confront people.
At the end of at the end of the day, sometimes how I catch myself is like, if I'm upset about something and I'm like calling all my friends and family saying I'm upset about something, and they're going to be like, well, have you done anything about it? And I'm going to say, no, I've called your ass. Like, that's not helpful to the situation. So
good.
If it's something that's really on my mind for a while and I'm calling other people and asking for advice, like, it's time for me to speak up to this person. Because if not, you're just like talking shit behind somebody's back for no reason.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, I just feel like it depends like what kind of conflicts, but now I'm not a confrontational person, but I feel like I'm much quicker to like clap back. You know what I mean? Like, I think those little moments of like where you can like set a certain boundary already is kind of you speaking up.
You know what?
You know what I mean? Like someone like making a little joke and you're kind of like, and you know, like then maybe someone like keeps joking around with you and you're like, I don't like these jokes. Like from the beginning, you're like, listen, I don't like that was not funny. You know?
Yes.
Just like clapping back in the moment already sets like, you can't fuck around with me like that.
Yes.
So then it's not this thing that's like building up and this conflict.
Yes.
And then you need to have a conversation about it. Like maybe be quicker with like these quick responses in the moment so that you don't even get to the point where you need to have a big conversation or a big conflict gets created.
I'm actually going to give a really good tip right here. And I heard somebody else say this. This is not my, like, you know, I didn't make this up. But I noticed it in action, and I'm going to shout out Fran. Hope she doesn't care. I don't think she will. We went to get coffee and they made her coffee. It tastes like legit dog water. Like there was no ice in it, blah, blah, blah. And we were just going to like walk away and leave. And I look at her and I was like, you know what? Go say something. Cause she doesn't like confrontation either. She's like the nicest person ever. I was like, go say something, because
like in the most minor things, like getting your coffee order.
Yeah, because if you don't say it now, you're not going to say it when it's important.
Exactly.
And so when you're practicing in those, you know, less significant scenarios, it's actually going to set yourself up for success in the future when it does matter. Because when it does matter, how are you supposed to say something if you can't even fucking say that your coffee tastes like shit?
Facts. I like that example.
Yeah.
A close friend did something that genuinely hurt me. We talked about it and addressed it, but even after the conversation, things didn't feel the same. There's no active drama, but the closeness isn't there anymore. We've slowly started to distance ourselves. I don't know if that conversation was enough to move on, or if this is just what the friendship looks like now. Do I try again? Do I accept the distance, or do I let it fade?
If you already had a conversation about it and you're saying that things don't feel the same, I think it's okay to take a little bit of distance from your friend in a not dramatic way.
I agree.
But sometimes I actually think, especially with friends versus in my situation, men, I think that sometimes when something happens with a friend and I take some distance, I'm actually like, oh, you know what? I actually like really miss that person. And sometimes friends, like, we all go through phases with friends, and sometimes a friend can annoy you for a week, and then the next week another friend annoys you, and then you're back to that friend. Like, this happens all the time with friends. So I think sometimes just taking a little bit of distance from them, it's like absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's the phrase I wanted to say. That it doesn't really work with men, I don't think, for me, but with friends, for some reason it does. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And maybe you also just like need a little bit of time to cool down from that thing that you didn't like that they did.
I feel like could go the same for family too. I feel like you can let it,
for sure.
You can let it cool down for a little bit, and then you come back and you're like, all right,
it's all good.
Fine, we're good now. You know?
1000%.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be dramatic at all.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. Sometimes you just need to take a beat. All right, cool. Well,
thank you guys. That is our episode.
Put a close to this episode.
We are closing this motherfucker.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.